Hello everyone. In this session I will be discussing most important MCQs for electrical science stream. Let me move on to the first question. The force required to initiate motion between two conducting surfaces is called option A Coulomb friction, then option B viscous friction force, option C stiction, and option D none of the above. That means the force required to initiate motion between two conducting surfaces is called static friction or stiction. Now let us calculate the static friction or stiction by using the formula that is given by Fs equal to mu s into n. So what is Fs? Fs is the force of static friction in terms of Newton, where mu s is known as coefficient of static friction and n is known as normal force. It can be calculated by using the equation n is equal to m into g, where m is the mass and g is the acceleration due to gravity. Moving on to next question. The viscous friction force is approximately linearly proportional to option A displacement, option B velocity, option C acceleration, and option D none of these. You can apply Newton's law. Whenever you are applying Newton's law, we can say that the viscous friction force is approximately proportional to the rate of change of displacement. What is rate of change of displacement? It is nothing but velocity. Then I can go for option number B. So you can apply Newton's law over here. Moving on to third question. The transfer function is defined only for linear time varying system, linear time invariant system, option C, linear and non-linear system, and all of these. Which would be the right answer? That means what is transfer function? Transfer function is nothing but it is the Laplace transform of output to the Laplace transform of input where the initial conditions are 0. So Laplace transform is applicable only on linear time invariant system, LTA system. Then I can definitely go for option B. So what do you mean by linear time invariant system? It is a combination of linear plus time invariant system. It obeys the principle of homogeneity, superposition, and you can apply the convolution principle also. So we can say that transfer function is applicable only on linear time invariant system, or simply you can call LTA systems. Let me move on question number 4. Transfer function is dependent of the option A parameters of the system, option B initial conditions of the system, and option C input to the system, and finally output of the system. Which would be the right answer? Actually, the transfer function is dependent of the parameters of the system. So you can go for option A. Let me move on question number 5. For strictly proper transfer function, the order of the numerator is first option equal to that of denominator, second option greater than that of the denominator, and option C smaller than that of the denominator, and finally not related to that of denominator. What is actually order? Now consider a transfer function. Transfer function comprises of numerator and denominator. Order is nothing but it is the highest power of the denominator as per the definition. Now let us inspect two transfer function. Let us look at the first transfer function. C of s by r of s, that is given by s plus 1 divided by s square plus 2s plus 3. So what is the order? This is basically a second order transfer function. I can directly say that this is a normal transfer function. Why? Because look at the denominator. What is the highest power? 2. Then look at the numerator. The highest power of s equal to 1. So we can say that this is a proper transfer function. Why? Because the power of numerator is less than denominator. Or else you can say that power of denominator is greater than numerator. So let me move on. Other example. So C of s by r of s, that is equal to s cube plus 2s square plus 5s plus 1 divided by s square plus 2s plus 3. Here we can say that power of numerator greater than denominator. So second transfer function is not proper. So I can directly go for the first transfer function. This is a proper transfer function. So based on the concept, I can say that for strictly proper transfer function, the order of the numerator is smaller than that of the denominator. Then only it is a proper transfer function. Can go for option C. Let me move on next question. Block diagram can be used to represent option A only linear system, option B only non-linear system, option C both linear and non-linear system, and option D time invariant and time variant system. Block diagram is nothing but it is one of the technique which is used in control system. So control system can be represented pictorial form. So that is the importance of block diagram. So we can say that block diagram, it is applicable for linear and non-linear system. Surely I can go for option C. Option C is the right answer here. Now let me move on next question. Signal flow graph can be used to represent only linear system, only non-linear system, both linear and non-linear system, and finally time invariant and time varying system. So signal flow graph is the graphical representation of the control system. It is applicable only on linear systems. Option A is the right answer. Let me move on next question. The equations based on which a signal flow graph is drawn must be option A differential equation, option B algebraic equation, option C algebraic equations in the form of cause and effect relation, and option D differential equations in the form of cause and effect relation. Which would be the right answer? Option C is the right answer. That means the equations based on which a signal flow graph is drawn must be algebraic equations in the form of cause and effect relation. So one will be the result of another one. So that is a peculiarity. Now let me move on next question. A node which has only outgoing branches is called option A input node, option B output node, option C mixer node, and finally general node. Which would be the right answer? Before answering, let us study what do we mean by input node, output node, mixer node, etc. So let me move on input node. Input node is nothing but it is a node that has only outgoing branch. Node can be represented by using a small circle or a dot. See, if it is an input node, it is only having outgoing branches. These are the outgoing branch. This is outgoing branch 1, outgoing branch 2, this will be outgoing branch 3. So we can call this one as input node. You can also call the input node as source node. So let me move on output node. It is a node which has only incoming branch. See, these are the incoming branch. This is incoming branch 1, incoming branch 2, incoming branch 3. This node is only having incoming branches. So this type of node is known as output node. So output node can be called as sink or sink node. Let us talk about mixer node. So mixer node comprises of both incoming and outgoing branches. Let us consider the node number 1. If you talk at node number 1, it is having incoming branch. As you can see, these are the incoming branches. These are the incoming branches, but it is having outgoing branch. So we can say that node 1 is a mixer node. I can point out node number 2. If I look at node number 2, which is having incoming branch. These are the incoming branch and it is having outgoing branch. So node 1 and node 2 can be called, it's a mixer node. So general node means simple one node type representation. If you put one dot or small circle, then we can call this a general node. Okay, so these are the different type of node. Now by looking at the concept, by studying the concept, which would be the right answer. So a node which is having only outgoing branch, that is known as input node. So I can go for option A. Before moving on to the next question, you have to refer the video which I prepared. You can refer the playlist of control system. In that I have explained different properties of signal flow graph. You can refer the same topic in that particular video. Please do refer. Moving on to question number 10. 3 blocks with gains of 5, 8 and 4 are connected in cascade. The total gain of the arrangement is. Before answering this, let us study the concept regarding the blocks are connected in cascade and blocks are connected in parallel. So first let me explain. If blocks are connected in cascade, how about the gain? So these are the two blocks, block number 1 and block number 2. Block number 1 having the gain of G1 and block number 2 is having the gain of G2. If you want to merge this block, I have to multiply this gain G1 into G2. So same thing I have done here. Output will not be changed. You can see the output. The output of the entire system is A G1 G2. Here also output is A G1 G2. Now if you want to combine the blocks in parallel, so what is the remedy? So you can add these two gains G1 plus G2. So the final answer will not be affected. So final answer of the system is A into G1 plus G2, where the final answer of the second system is A into G1 plus G2. It won't change. Why? Because this is one of the rule of block diagram reduction technique. You have to study the block diagram reduction technique. Same thing I have explained in my videos. Now let me move on the question. 3 blocks having the gain of 5, 8 and 4 are connected in series or cascade. Then what you are supposed to do? You need to multiply G1, G2, G3. 5 into 8, that is equal to 40. 40 into 4 is nothing but 160. So you can go for option B. Option B is the right answer. If I ask another question, 5, 8 and 4 are connected in parallel. What you will do? How to combine the blocks? So you have to add. If it is parallel, then you can add 5 plus 8 plus 4. So answer is 17 if it is connected in parallel. I think you understood the concept. I have referred textbook of control system written by A. Anand Kumar. If you are having any doubts regarding those questions, you can put in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video. Please share with your friends. If you want to get similar video, please do subscribe.